Hey guys, it's Justine and I have a book review for you. If you watched my book haul, I received this book free from the author and also Loving Dem Books, BookTube book tours. So this is the book. It's Alpha Drive, or The Alpha Drive by Kristen Martin. So it looks like this. I was really drawn to the cover and to the story. I'll just read you the synopsis. It's the year 2055 and an anarchist organization has taken control with the aim to create a world-class society. Half of humankind is unknowingly living in an alternate reality called dormants, and there are no plans to wake them up. 16-year-old introvert Emery Parker is one such dormant, an academic scholar who avoids ruffling feathers at all costs. Emery finds herself being transferred to a boarding school on the outskirts of Arizona. Little does she know, a family secret has the power to change the course of the future. When she's approached with an opportunity to free the dormant, she sees no other choice but to accept, even though failure could mean having her memory wiped clean. But when tech-savvy Torin Porter reaches out to her from the other side, Emery begins to question everything she was told about dormants. If her family's secret falls into the wrong hands, the world as she knows it will be faced with irreversible consequences. Now Emery must play both sides to uncover the truth about her family's past or risk leaving mankind to live in unconscious reality. Okay, this is going to have spoilers in it, so if you don't want spoilers about the book, don't watch. I guess it's also on NetGalley, so if you have NetGalley and you're interested in it, you can check it out. I'm not really sure what I want to rate this book. Like, I feel like 3.5, 3.75, something like that. Not quite a 4, but not a 3. So, I love the cover. I was really drawn to the synopsis. I did wait, this is my review. It's supposed to be posted today, so that's why I'm doing it today. I read it last night because I was working a night shift, and I do that on purpose because I like to know, have stuff fresh in my memory, but I also did, write myself some notes so I can tell you guys and not forget what it was about. So, I'll just kind of tell you. I like the synopsis, but I don't necessarily think that, the story actually followed that, and, the follow-through of the synopsis wasn't, portrayed as well as it could have been. So, my major criticism was the pacing, and I, did read some other reviews after I read it, and that was, other people's criticisms as well. So, for instance, the first chapter, chapter 1 is, 1 page, and it's, June 1st, 2055, and she's in a hotel bathroom looking at herself in the mirror, and she looks like crap, and blah blah blah. So it's 2 pages, 1.5 pages, and she's reminiscing, and then all of a sudden it's 1 year earlier. But when you're also in the book, it's all of a sudden you're reading it, and then it's oh, 2 months have passed, but nothing happens in those 2 months. It doesn't talk about what happened in those 2 months, so it's just you lose 2 months of your life in this book. Is so weird. Not them on purpose, but it's just 2 months has passed, so it's this happens over the course of a year, but it feels almost like it would be maybe a month, if even. And then we never ever go back to that this present time. So I'm well, that's stupid, because usually it's why, then why include that? You know what I mean? If it's not going to flash back in this book, why have that included? Just don't even have that. Cut that out, right? It's a waste of space, basically. So that, I feel bad, but it's I want to give you guys an honest review, right? Because it's that's how I just felt about it. And then the other issue was the ending. I didn't really care for the ending. The book was good, giving descriptions all the way through and all that kind of stuff, but then you get to the ending and it's all oh, all this stuff is happening, and here's these barely detailed descriptions, and there's bombs and all this stuff. So it's it wasn't explained thoroughly enough for me. And even on the back, it's oh, she's uncovered her family secrets, but we don't actually uncover the family secrets in this book. There's foreshadowing of what I think is going to happen. So I'm pretty sure her dad is one of the rebel leaders. So spoiler alert. But it doesn't actually say that. It's just that's why they're so interested in her specifically as a person. And I don't know if it's her dad and her mom are connected, because her dad's absent. he's away working, so he's never in the book. But then there's like this ring that comes into play and this necklace that it's like, you near the end you find out that like the bad people want it, but you don't know why, and you don't know how it plays into the story, and then it like disappears from her. So it's like, but it's like foreshadowing that that's, you know what I mean? Like, so there's that. And then like the characters, so it's like Emery, who's the main character. Like, she's fine. She's all like, oh, I'm an introvert. I'm a nerd. I'm good at school, and I stay in my room and study. And then all of a sudden she comes to this boarding school, and then with her roommate, they like go partying, and she drinks. And then she turns, like, she's been a girl who's always had a boyfriend. She has like a steady boyfriend. And then all of a sudden she sees these other guys. She's like, oh, I'm a big slut. I want to be with all the boys. But at the same time, she doesn't pick. So she's like with her boyfriend. And then she's like, oh, I don't really want to be with him. I should have broke up with him. But she stays with him. And then stuff happens. And it's like almost like bordering on like a verbally abusive relationship. But she stays with him. And then they break up. And even when they break up, it's just like, oh, I think I should go back to him. And it's mind-boggling to me. And then there's Torin, who is not in dormant, so he's in like the real world, but he's somehow like connected to her. He's like hacked into this microchip she has, which that part didn't make sense to me either. I was like, I don't know what's happening. And then I think that they're going to be together. And then there's this other dude who she apparently knew in her past for like 10 seconds. They met once because he's like a friend of a friend of a friend or something. And her roommate's in love with him and they were together. But then all of a sudden they're together and 2 months has passed and everyone hates each other. Like, I don't know. It was really, really weird. So the pacing should be fixed. Like, that would be my one criticism, is the pacing. So I don't really care for any of the characters. And Torin, who like is my favorite character, but it's like we know nothing about him. Still don't know if he's a good guy or a bad guy. Like, he's like, oh, I'm the good guy and these people are bad, but it's like I have yet to see proof. So I still don't know who the bad and who the good are. It's just like one side saying, oh, we're the good guys and they're the bad guys, and the other side saying, oh, we're the good guys and they're the bad guys. So I don't know. But it's like just enough that it's like I do want to read book 2, but it's like at the same time it's kind of like aggravating because I don't know what's really going on. So yeah, that's basically what I think of the book. So if I spoiled it for you, sorry. Let me know if you guys have read this book, and check out everything. I'll link it down below, and I'll put NetGalley on there too if I remember, and then that way you guys can grab a copy if you want one, if it has like unlimited or whatever. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and then it'll be in my wrap up again, so make sure you check that out, and I will see you guys in another video. Bye!